Hello, beautiful souls of love and light. My name is Eliza Mozal. I am a vibrational healer, energy healer, and a spiritual mentor, and I help people reconnect with their divinity and their sovereignty. And this video is very vulnerable. It's going to be very vulnerable, and it's definitely not going to be easy for me to share that stuff, but I've been guided so strongly to put that finally out there, because it's going to help so many other souls to empower themselves, because I gave myself the permission to empower myself, take my power back entirely, call all my fractals back home, and with doing that and sharing that and what had happened to me, in the same way I'm shining the light and I'm giving you an example. You can see based on my example that you actually can do that for yourself. You can take your power back and you can give yourself permission to entirely take your power back, empower yourself, and make your journey the way you would like it to be. And I'm going to share how did I make 2020 the best year of my life so far. I'm 39. So how come the year that 99.99 people calls the difficult year, the most challenging year, how come I've made this year the best so far? And please don't take me wrong, I've had the most amount of challenges this year and the most amount of block roads, and I will tell you about it. But there is something extremely important that happened to me at the beginning of the lockdown in April that I wanted to talk to you about, that make that thing a totally different, just give it a totally different spin. So let me just start quickly by saying that I've been on my spiritual journey, going much deeper into everything for nearly 6 years now. In the end of January will be 6 years. Right now we have end of December. And I dove deeply, and I just understood that I started understanding more that I have a huge amount of energy, and not knowing how to guide and direct that energy is extremely destructive to me. Not knowing what to do with that energy and how to navigate it nearly killed me many times, and I do not say that lightly. So at the beginning of the year, this year 2020, before even the lockdown, before even feeling any danger of okay, something will be different this year or whatever, I've got a news in the middle of January that my grandma died. So I went to Poland. Originally I'm from Poland and I live here right now in Scotland for the last 16 years. So I got back to Poland and I already decided I will be present with whatever flows through me. I am facing that head on. There is no running away from anything here. It's just letting whatever wants to come up to the surface come up to the surface as it is. No running away, no manipulating that into the shift or release or anything, just letting it be. And it was extremely powerful and very empowering, because instead of running to someone and talk about it and be there around someone all the time, which in my case would be asking someone to take my pain away on an energetic and emotional level, I decided I'm gonna face it, and that was just beautiful and an amazing experience, and I was able to heal in such a beautiful way with it. Then maybe about a month later, I've had a quite traumatic experience with having my disc slipped in my low back, and I called emergency and they decided I am not an emergency. I called my friends at this time as well. Literally the story ended, no one came up. And I was for hours in an extremely awkward position, feeling like I'm gonna die, screaming so loud from pain. No one came, no one came, no one came. Doesn't matter if I call them or not. So that was extremely traumatic for me, because it made me realize that what I feel as a sense of security outside of me, na emergency, or other people that I believe that they are there for me, when I need them, that just came, all of that crashed for me internally. My heart felt broken. I felt so victimized by the whole situation. And within a few hours, I had to make a decision. And that decision was that I am gonna do everything I can to not be a victim of this situation. And no, I didn't manage to make myself feel victorious the same day. The amount of pain that I was in, I didn't receive any help for that pain was wow. So that was very, very profound experience, and I know deeper understanding of it right now. Everyone is just a human being, and I was so beautifully able to see later on, not in the moment, later on, that we're all just human beings, and at the end of the day, I've got to rely on that. What am I creating in my life? How did I set the ball rolling? Because everything is connected, Split disc doesn't just happen. And oh, poor Eliza, this thing happened to me. I no longer believe in that, because it doesn't work for me. It's extremely disempowering for me. It takes my power away, and the only thing left there for me is to stay as this victim. No more, enough. So I started seeing, okay, how did I made, I'm just gonna turn this off. What part can I take responsibility for throughout this whole experience, and how I managed my worries, unprocessed emotions, and financial worries and lack, which are showing up in my low back in this situation. Okay, so I took my notes. I started seeing, where did I start the ball rolling? What is my part in it? How did I create that situation? What I can learn from it? How can I take my power back? Forgive everyone and everything, but most of all, forgive myself for having expectations on anything outside of me to be there for me, to be in this specific way, right? That was extremely important. And then it came this huge moment in April when the lockdown started, when toilet paper was no longer to be seen. And I remember I went to the shops first time in about a week, and half of the shops, or 2/3 of the shops were gone, were done. And I remember coming into the car park after being in that shop and behaving so well in the front of other people, so still and all of it. No, I'm not gonna burst and all of it. Coming into the car, realizing I am scared shitless. And instead of pretending that nothing is going on, that I'm good, which I wasn't deep inside, instead of calling someone straight away, and giving my power away again, expecting someone to take that fear away from me emotionally and energetically, I decided I'm gonna be with it, and I'm gonna look within what is it. And I started crying uncontrollably, and I started facing fear by fear. Okay, no toilet paper. What are you afraid of more? What is the fear underlying and lower and lower? What is the fear underneath all of it? Just to realize I am not even that much, I am not even scared of death, scared of dying in this country on my own, because just a month and a half earlier, I felt like I'm dying and no one appeared, no one came, right? So I was scared so much that if something is going on, I'm gonna be on my own, because no one else is allowed to leave their house. Right? And I had to face that fear, and I realized no matter how long that situation, pandemic, lockdown, whichever way you call it, no matter how long that situation is on, there is no way for me to ever find peace, love, thrive, not just survive, because I'm not interested in that, thrive and expand through the situation until I'm entirely okay with dying on my own in this country with no one coming for help or relief or whatever. And it took me about a week and a half to be with that thought and with that feeling within me and breathing into it, being extremely aware and breathing into that awareness, breathing in and out the space, love, and presence into that feeling that I knew it is at the core of me that blocks me from being who I truly am. Because I'm not fear, I'm not my ego, I'm not my survival state, I'm so much more than all of it. And that's when everything started changing for me. That's when I started expanding and getting my own understanding of the situation that works for me. No one else has to agree with it, no one else has to like it. You know what? In fact, no one else even has to hear about it, as long it works for me and makes, my balls sing. What did I gain through that experience and how did I change this 2020? It's just been absolutely phenomenal. From that moment on, everything started expanding for me. My heart burst and expanded with love and light. I was letting go of more and more and more and more. Lots of people vanished out of my life because I no longer was the same Eliza. I just became someone else. I just became someone different that I felt on my journey was the path I was on. It was another chapter of my journey. I truly believe I became victorious instead of a victim more and more and more and more with each step. I surrendered to what is, and all uncomfortable feelings and all trapped emotions that they were flowing through my body. I surrendered to that divine guidance that told me, Eliza, you're on liquids. You're not gonna eat much food any longer for time being now. You're gonna be on liquids because that's what your body needs to change on a cellular level into the light absorbing and light transmitting structure that I was just all of a sudden, was becoming. Trust. Muji says that, how did he say that? He said it so beautifully. Muji said that when you trust, you are running on God power. You are running on God energy. When you try to make things happen, you are trying to be in control. You are not running on God's power. I don't remember how he said that. If I will remember, I will put that in the comments. If not, then not. But that was beautiful because for me it was about trusting that divine guidance that I started feeling stronger and stronger. The more energy I devoted to meditation and tuning in with this present moment with love and light, the more I felt safe, the more false senses of security that they are outside of me I was letting go of, the more I was united with that vastness, emptiness, and the wholeness, through my heart with everything and anything. Lots and lots of letting go, wow. And it's still happening, and it's still happening a lot, and it will be happening, and that's all good in the hood. And another thing, it was create. So I took these notes because I tuned in with my divine team and guidance to be able to create this video so everyone would be able to get the most value out of that video, to show you can give yourself permission to entirely own your zang, to own your power, to own your magnificent uniqueness. Come on, guys, let's celebrate our weirdness. We're amazing when we are ourselves, not when we are exactly like the doll that we've been shown that we need to look like. So the number 5 point was to create. Eliza, you've got to create, you've got to be the creator you are. I am creator, so I am creating. And through so many experiences, it was throughout this year, because I've made so many connections, and letting go as well, a lot of connections and letting go, letting people come and go. And as well, whenever I was feeling that some connections are becoming unhealthy, it was time to disconnect as well, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I actually prefer to disconnect that still being something that someone feeds on, or feeds their own, codependence. And I speak about it because I myself done so much work on the past codependence behavior that I was performing for most of my life. Now, creating is here and now in this present moment, and it's all about being and creating through that being love, being light, being the creator that I am, choosing here and now. Okay, how am I going to be feeling, right? We've just went through the wave of energy that surrounds the Christmas. Majority of people don't show up and don't speak about how lonely they feel, how many resentments it is there because someone is not there for you the way we've been told that they should be for us. So much pain, so much hurt, because we believe that what is wrong. And this energy flows and it is there. And it's so easy to get lost in that energy if the stuff within us isn't healed and it isn't surrendered yet. If this is something that we are, the lower vibration, we are processing, running on like a wave that we are riding, so it is easy to suck it up and then be all of a sudden, in that vibration, and that's all okay. We all heal in our own way, and every single thing we are facing on every chapter of our journeys, it gives us a beautiful opportunity to heal, to learn, to reconnect with our own divinity and sovereignty through it. So I'm so excited. I've recorded 3 videos today and they're being posted right now, which is absolutely amazing. And the end, I'm finishing end of this year with a huge, massive gratitude, appreciation, and even more letting go and giving others permission to whoever showed up and disappeared out of my life to be as they are. And there is, love is love. Unconditional love is unconditional love. It doesn't have to be proven. It doesn't have to be spoken in words. And it definitely doesn't have to be, approved or be shown in the shape of a gift and a present. It could be, it's okay, it's fine, but the underlying foundation of love, that everything is that I'm talking about, it can be just sent energetically to the person is no longer in your life, The more I expect from others to be who my ego tells me they should be, the more I'm gonna end up in pain, resistance, and blah, 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 all that old stuff. So I'm going to say thank you to every single one of you. If you're watching this till the end, thank you so much. I would really appreciate if you can post in the comments a little emoji so I can see how many people is watching that till the end. I would really appreciate that, especially if you've got any value whatsoever from the content I have just released and provided for you. As well, if any of you is seeking for help, guidance and support in connecting with your own divinity, with your own magnificence, with your own sovereignty, I'll be more than happy to help you through the one-on-one sessions that I'm doing. As well, I'm starting doing a couple session, so for 2 people, and how to show them how to grow in their own energies one next to another. So this is so exciting. I've been shown few visions about how to do it, with who to do it first, beautiful stuff. And as well, I'm back again to doing the inner child healing for others. But most of all, what I'm so excited about as well is the children, the healings for children that I've done before. And it's been the most beautiful thing ever. So if you are a parent and if you have a child that struggle in any way with depression, sadness, dreams, that's a big one, dark dreams, or sleepwalking, anything like that, these sessions will be for free. First, I'm going to do session with you, then I'm going to do the session with you and your kid sitting on your lap, connected with your heart, and then we will see how is that gonna go from there. These sessions are entirely divinely guided, and yeah, they're huge and beautiful. All of that comes from the visions that I experienced. Okay, let's finish that and let's recap how to make the year the best year so far of your life. Become victorious through anything and everything. The more shit and bullshit is thrown your way, or that old perception that this is bullshit or shit that goes your way, the more you will change the perception that this is actually my opportunity to become victorious instead of a victim, the more you will gain out of it. Number 2, surrender. Surrender to the feelings and emotions that they are exiting your system. Let them flow, let them go, let them be. They will transmute sooner or later, because you are wired for love and light, not for darkness, not for pain. This is just an extra we put on ourselves to enrich our souls with another experience. None of it I'm saying needs to be your truth, but it is an example that could be very liberating to you, the way it is for me. Number 3, trust. Trust that higher power. Trust that divine guidance. Trust your heart. Trust your divine BAM. It took you here. You didn't came so far just to came so far. You are absolutely amazing. Number 4, letting go. Lots of letting go. It's all about sovereignty, freedom, flowing and floating through that journey, not being sunk down through the heaviness of what we carry within, especially in these centers. And number 5, create. You are a creator of your own reality, whether you want to admit it or not. Take your power back, love yourself, be present, and just let your inner light shine. You have a core of divine within you. It is there. Whether it is a spark or a ball of lava, you are a creator being. You are. There is just no other way. And you didn't came here to be enslaved. And you are the only one who can take your power back. Look at Mandela. You know, he was in the biggest freedom he ever experienced was when he was imprisoned. There is a man that I know myself, a Scottish person, who said the biggest freedom he ever experienced was when he was in jail, when he was locked down for, I'm not gonna talk about that, and he realized, you know, the connection we can have with a higher power, and he never experienced bigger freedom than in that moment when he was in jail, and he was in jail for another good few years after that, but as a totally different person. I'm gonna finish with that. Thank you so much for being awesome, and you, sending you lots of love and light, and I will speak to you soon.